All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are going deep today to the mind of Katt Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most,
I mean, this guy he does not hold back.
no.
And we are looking at his interview on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay YouTube channel.
It's a good one.
Oh, it is juicy.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah, accusations against other comedians hints at like this whole secret system in the comedy world.
A cabal.
Yeah, even a near-death experience.
Let's start with those accusations, huh?
Yeah, again,
And some big names.
he does not hold back.
No, he doesn't.
Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer,
Yeah.
Ricky Smiley.
Yeah, and he's saying they're not just bad, comedians or
Right.
whatever. He's saying that they're part of a system
It's the system, man.
that punishes people
Yeah,
that
for speaking out.
aren't in it.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
That's the T. That's the T.
Yeah.
He even uses the word cabal.
Yeah, like a secret society,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Protecting each other.
Taking care of their own.
Yeah, and punishing those who aren't part of it.
Punishing the outsiders.
The outsider.
He specifically accuses these guys, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, of stealing jokes.
Yeah.
And he even says that Cedric the Entertainer stole a joke that Williams had already done on Bit's Comic View. I mean, that's
bold to just take someone's joke.
Straight up.
Especially on Bit's Comic View. Like,
Yeah.
that's the spot.
Yeah, that was like the proving ground
Yeah, the proving ground.
for up-and-coming comedians.
Yeah.
So to have your jokes stolen from that venue, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's not all.
Yeah, he had
It goes even further.
an interesting story
Right.
about,
Ricky Smiley.
yeah.
This is good.
He put a clause in his contract
All right, so tell me more about this.
that said that.
This is fascinating. Ricky Smiley had to wear a dress in his next film.
This is amazing. All right, so why?
Why a dress? Well, it all goes back to Friday After Next
Okay.
and the character, Money Mike.
So for those of you who have not seen Friday After Next, first of all, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Amazing movie.
It's hilarious.
Katt Williams, I mean, Money
That
Mike.
character is just...
It's iconic.
Yeah.
It's iconic. And so
And Ricky Smiley was going around saying that he
Fine.
was considered for the role.
for the role of Money Mike, that is,
And Katt Williams took offense to that.
yeah, understandable.
Oh, understandable. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, especially when you consider...
like, to even imply that you could have played Money Mike
Yeah, like...
is an insult
Yeah, it's an insult
to
to
Katt Williams's legacy,
his artistry.
to his artistry,
Because it's like...
to his very being.
Yeah, like you're saying, I could have done that.
Right.
Like you're saying...
Like,
that-
you're saying that Money Mike
Some,
is not that special,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're saying that Money Mike could have been played by anybody.
Yeah, anybody could have done it.
And it's just not true.
Yeah,
And so he felt insulted.
of course.
And that's why he put this clause in the contract.
Like, okay, fine.
I claim you could have been Money Mike.
You want to play Money Mike? Well, then you're going to wear a dress in your next movie.
Yeah.
And this to me,
And this is where the
the cabal comes in.
Anna?
Because Katt Williams is saying that if
That Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley is part of this club, this inner circle,
This like,
he can get away with saying that.
right.
But as an outsider,
Like Katt Williams.
Katt Williams is under attack.
Yeah, like he can't get away with anything.
She can't.
But Ricky Smiley can just like lie about being considered for a role and it's fine.
And nobody's gonna call him out.
Nobody's going to say anything.
Nobody.
But if Katt Williams does it,
Uh-oh.
oh, watch out.
Yeah.
Now hold on a second, right?
Yeah.
This is a bold accusation.
It's very bold to me.
It is.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
what evidence does he have?
That's a good question.
I mean,
I don't think he goes into detail in this interview.
No, but he's implying.
Yeah.
He's implying that there is evidence.
He's like, I got receipts.
Yeah. He's
But
like,
I'm not showing them yet.
I'm not going to show my cards yet,
Yeah.
but I got them.
He might be.
Like, it's almost like he's daring someone
Yeah.
to call him out.
Yeah, like call me out.
Call me out.
And then I'll show you.
And I'll show you what I got.
Yeah.
I got the receipts.
He's not afraid to speak his mind.
But it's not just the accusations, right? It's not just this, like,
It's the principle.
yeah.
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
He's talking about the price of truth. The price of truth?
And what it costs
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo.
To challenge the status quo, to be an outsider.
To be the outsider.
And things take a darker turn, I would say.
Yeah.
When he starts talking about how he's been blackballed for speaking out
Yeah.
against these powerful people.
Just comedians.
Yeah.
He even names Harvey Weinstein.
He says that Harvey Weinstein propositioned him.
Yeah.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein
Disgraced.
convicted of multiple
sexual assault charges.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
serious stuff.
serious stuff.
Yeah.
And he's saying that that because he was willing to expose this, because he was willing to talk about this.
And not just about Harvey Weinstein,
right,
but about others who are part of this
power
system,
this hidden power structure,
that he's been targeted. And he even says a near-death experience,
that he had a gun pulled on him.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He had a gun pulled on him.
He doesn't go into detail about the incident.
Okay.
But he implies that this is direct result of his speaking out against these people.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is
getting real.
This is getting real.
This is not just comedy gossip anymore. This is serious allegations, real life consequences.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how does he respond to these threats?
That's what's interesting.
He doesn't back down.
I would be terrified if someone pulled a gun on me.
Yeah.
But he's
yeah, I would be too. But he's fearless.
He's fearless.
Yeah.
He's fearless.
He attributes it to his faith.
How do you explain that?
Bruh.
His faith and his belief in
good
line protection.
He says that he believes
he's got a higher purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. He even says he's been chosen.
He's been chosen to be a truth teller.
To be a truth teller.
No matter the cost.
No matter the cost.
Wow, I mean
it's heavy.
That's heavy.
It is.
So he's like a modern day prophet.
Yeah.
Risking his life to expose the truth.
Yeah, and it adds a whole other dimension to his comedy.
I'm not just here to make you laugh.
It's not just about jokes.
I'm here to wake you up.
It's about waking people up to the truth.
To a different way of seeing the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's willing to
put himself on the line.
Put himself on the line
to do it.
To do it.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, I'm not just a comedian, I'm a messenger.
Yeah, I'm a messenger.
And this message is too important to be silenced.
It is, even if it means putting myself in danger.
Yeah.
That's powerful stuff.
And it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Is he really driven by this sense of righteousness?
Is he exaggerating?
Is he? Yeah.
Is this for attention?
Is this a bit? Yeah.
Is this a bit?
Is this a bit?
I mean, we have to keep those questions in mind.
Yeah, we got to keep those questions in mind
as we continue this deep dive.
Because this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. There's so much more to unpack here.
So much more to unpack
in this interview from
his unconventional path to success.
Unconventional path to success, to his unique approach to comedy.
His unique approach to comedy.
All of it.
All of it. It's all in there.
Oh, we are going to
dive into all of it. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So we just dove into some heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff.
With Katt Williams alleging this comedy cabal.
Yeah.
And even threats to his safety.
Serious accusations. But let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about his actual comedic approach, because he has some pretty unique ideas there too.
Yeah.
And it's clear that he takes his craft very seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
He talks about this need for constant work, constant refinement.
Constant refinement.
Especially in this age of the internet where a joke can go viral instantly, and that's it. But he's like,
it's old school.
He's got that old school mentality.
Yeah, he's like a craftsman, honing his craft.
Yeah, honing his craft
over years of dedicated practice.
Over years. Yeah, it's not just like, oh, I made a funny TikTok.
It's not about
now I'm famous.
Yeah, it's not about overnight fame.
It's about putting in the work.
Yeah, putting in the work.
And he really believes that the true mastery of a joke comes from performing it over and over again.
Over and over again.
Adapting it to different audiences.
Different situations.
Different situations, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not just theorizing about this.
Yeah.
He actually has a very specific method for analyzing and improving his material.
So what's he do?
So he says that he watches hundreds of comedians' sets.
Wow.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
And he literally counts their laughs.
Like literally counting.
He's counting the laughs.
Wow.
He's timing their delivery.
That's dedicated.
He's breaking down the panic.
He's like a scientist.
And what makes a joke work?
A comedy scientist.
A comedy scientist.
Yeah. Makes sense though.
And it makes sense when you think about his background.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who, despite a strict religious upbringing,
really
started doing stand-up at the age of 16.
16.
And get this, he was already a father.
At 16.
At 16.
Wow, that puts a whole different spin on his journey.
On his whole journey.
Yeah, you hear about comedians starting young, but to be a father at 16 and doing stand-up?
Yeah. I mean, that's
a whole other level.
Adds a whole other level of, like, responsibility.
And pressure.
Yeah, and probably informed his comedy in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
That most other comedians...
That grow up fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I imagine that early experience of fatherhood really impacted his work ethic.
His perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's no wonder he takes comedy so seriously.
It's not a game for him.
It's not a game. It's a means of survival. It's a way to make sense of the world.
Absolutely.
And speaking of survival, he talks about financing his first stand-up special.
Oh, wow.
Himself.
Okay.
Spending almost all the money he had at the time.
How much are we talking?
$22,000.
$22,000.
Could make it happen.
That's a big risk.
Huge risk.
Yeah, huge risk.
Most people would be terrified.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, to put that much money on the line.
Especially in such a competitive industry.
Especially in comedy.
Yeah, why do it that way?
So why'd he do it?
He talks about the need for independence. Control over his career.
Control, yeah.
He basically says, why wait for someone else to give me a chance?
Yeah.
When I can create my own.
When you can create your own.
It's that entrepreneurial spirit.
That hustle?
Yeah, that hustle.
Yeah.
That go-getter mentality.
Absolutely.
And this ties back to his comments about the comedy cabal.
Right.
It's like he's not waiting for permission.
He's not playing their game.
He's not playing their game.
He's making his own rules.
He's making his own rules.
Yeah.
He's forging his own path.
Yeah. I like it.
Even if it means going against the grain.
Even if it means going against the grain.
And this independent spirit.
Yeah.
It also comes through in his discussion of Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
Walking away from that $50 million deal.
The $50 million deal.
And he actually says that it was much more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
More than $50 million.
And he uses that.
He uses that as an
to illustrate his own willingness to prioritize integrity over money. It's a bold claim.
It is.
And it fits into this narrative about the compromises that are often expected in Hollywood.
The compromises you have to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that deal?
Right. What was that deal?
What made Chappelle walk away?
What made him walk away from
so much money?
All that money.
I mean, we can only speculate.
Yeah.
But it's clear that Williams admires Chappelle's decision.
He admires it.
He sees it as a sign of true artistic integrity.
Real integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he drops this bombshell.
Oh, what's he say?
That he's turned down $50 million offers.
Okay, 4 times.
4 times.
4 times.
$50 million offers.
He said he's walked away from $50 million.
What kind of offers are these?
4 times.
Like, what are they offering him?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, what could they be?
And he doesn't give specifics.
Oh.
He just says that he walked away because they weren't the right fit for him.
So it wasn't about the money.
It wasn't about the money.
It was about the principle.
It was about staying true to himself.
Staying true to himself.
To his values.
Yeah.
To his artistic vision.
Yeah.
And he backs this up.
Oh, how's he back it up?
With a hilarious story.
Okay.
About Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
Offering him a role in Big Mama's House 2.
Big Mama's House 2. All right.
So Lawrence offers him the role.
Okay.
Which you would think...
Huge opportunity.
A huge opportunity.
Yeah,
Right.
Of course.
But then he presents him with the script.
Yeah.
And he has to wear a dress.
What?
A dress?
In Big Mama's House 2.
In Big Mama's House 2.
He's got to wear a dress.
He's got to wear a dress.
Oh, man.
And Williams is understandably outraged.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, what?
I'm not doing that.
I'm not wearing a dress.
Yeah.
This goes against everything I stand for.
Yeah, is he comedic sensibilities?
Yeah, my comedic sensibilities, my personal values.
This is values.
Like I'm not gonna do this. And just for a paycheck.
Yeah. He actually suggests that.
And he actually says, you know what?
They cast Brandon T. Jackson?
Cast Brandon T. Jackson instead.
Wow.
And they did.
They did.
Yeah.
So he kind of helped launch.
He helped launch
another comedian's career.
Another comedian's career.
While staying true to himself.
While staying true to himself.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's not the only act of generosity that he reveals in this interview.
What else does he say?
He casually mentions that he secretly financed Melora Hardin's Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Well, Melora Hardin.
Melora Hardin, the actress from The Office.
From The Office, yeah.
Yan.
Wow.
He financed her star.
He financed her star.
That's incredible.
Apparently, he's a big fan.
Big fan. I mean, I love her. She's great.
Oh, she's amazing.
But
and he felt that she deserved the recognition.
Yeah.
And so he paid for it.
Wow, that's so
out of his own pocket.
Unexpected.
I know. It's
a side of him we don't often see.
A side of him we don't often see.
Yeah.
You know?
He's known for being so wild.
He's known for being so wild, so outrageous.
Outrageous, yeah.
But this is like
a quiet act of
generosity.
Yeah.
And he talks about it in such a genuine way.
How does he explain it?
He talks about his belief in karma.
Okay.
His desire to do good without seeking attention or praise.
He's not doing it for the clout.
He's not doing it for the clout. He's just doing it to be good.
He's just doing it to be a good person.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing, you know?
It is refreshing.
To hear that.
Yeah.
Because we don't always hear that in the entertainment industry.
No, not often.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder, like...
What other good deeds...
What other good deeds... has he done that we don't know about?
Yeah, that we don't know about.
And then he drops another bombshell.
Another one.
He has 7 adopted children. 7 adopted children.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's
constantly touring
and performing.
Yeah.
It's clear that family is a top priority for him.
Clearly.
Even if he doesn't always talk about it publicly.
Yeah, not publicly.
And he gets candid about his unconventional...
His unconventional what?
Approach to relationships.
Okay.
Admitting that he's always lived with multiple
women at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
Oh, no, even for Katt Williams, this is like...
Even for Katt Williams.
It's an removal of, like, openness.
This is a whole other level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not...
Yeah.
He's not shy about his personal life.
No, not at all.
But this is
an open book.
Another level.
Yeah.
It's
So what's he saying about these relationships?
It's a challenge to our traditional notions of like
of monogamy
and domesticity.
Yeah, the traditional nuclear family.
And it aligns with his overall theme of like defying expectations. Forging his own path.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
not following the rules.
Not playing by the rules.
Yeah.
He's making his own rules.
I like that.
And he even goes so far as to say
that
he prefers the company of women to men.
Oh, wow.
Which adds another layer.
Another layer to his persona.
Yeah. It's like he's constantly pushing boundaries. Challenging us to rethink our assumptions.
About gender roles.
About relationships.
Yeah.
And just when you think he's revealed everything.
Yeah.
He mentions being approached by 7 government agents at some point. Government agents.
In his past. What? He doesn't go into detail.
Okay.
But it sounds pretty ominous.
7 government agents showing up?
What?
That's got to be intimidating.
What was that all about?
What were they doing there?
He doesn't say.
Okay.
But he hints.
Hints at what?
At some kind of shadowy conspiracy.
Oh.
Suggesting that he's been targeted for speaking out against
powerful forces.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is starting to feel like
a spy thriller.
Yeah. What could he have possibly done?
Could he have possibly done to attract the attention? Of 7 government agents?
Of the government.
It's a total mystery.
It is a mystery.
But it adds to this overall sense.
This aura.
That there's more to Katt Williams than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye, yeah.
He's like a walking puzzle. Constantly challenging us to figure him out.
So
Katt Williams, he really opened up in that last segment, talking about his big family, his unique relationships, and even like hints of government intrigue.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. But this wouldn't be a Katt Williams interview without tackling some some hot-button social issues.
He always has something to say.
And he definitely doesn't shy away from that in this final segment.
Let's hear it. What does he talk about?
He dives headfirst into some controversial topics.
Hey, love me.
Starting with cancel culture.
Oh, cancel culture. That's a big one.
Oh, that's a big one these days.
Everybody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
And his take on it is a mix of defiance and almost like philosophical observation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brings up Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, the
actor who was,
dropped from a lot of projects.
Dropped from a lot of projects after being accused of assault.
Yeah.
And Williams suggests that Major's downfall was almost inevitable.
Oh, really?
Hinting at this pattern in Hollywood.
This pattern.
Where stars are built up only to be torn down later.
Built up to be torn down.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cynical view.
It is.
Yeah.
But it aligns with his earlier comments about
the cabal.
The cabal. This system.
This system that's rigged.
That's rigged against certain people.
Yeah.
He then talks about comedian Matt Rife.
Matt Rife?
Who was recently, quote-unquote, canceled for some jokes people found offensive.
Yeah, you got in some hot water?
Yeah, he got in some hot water.
Yeah.
But with Rife, he takes a more nuanced stance.
Okay.
He acknowledges the power of public opinion.
Yeah.
But also defends Rife's right to free speech.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Because on the one hand, you have
freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
But you also have consequences for what you say.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But people might not like it.
And people might not like it. And they might choose not to support you.
Yeah, they might cancel you.
They might cancel you.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because he doesn't seem to be picking a side.
He's not picking a side.
In the whole cancel culture debate.
Right.
He's more interested in exploring the complexities,
the nuances
of the issue, and encouraging people to think for themselves.
Yeah. Don't just follow the crowd. Think for yourself.
Form your own opinions. Yeah.
That's good advice.
And then he turns his attention to American politics.
Oh boy.
And let's just say he's not holding back.
Here we go.
He basically says both major parties are failing the American people.
That's a bold statement.
He doesn't mince words.
No?
He calls out politicians for being inauthentic. For relying on empty rhetoric. It's a pretty scathing critique of the political system.
Of the whole system.
And it reflects Williams's general distrust of authority figures.
Yeah, he's not a fan of authority.
But he doesn't just complain about the problems.
Okay.
He actually offers some solutions.
All right, I like that.
He emphasizes the importance of education. Critical thinking. Personal responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, don't just wait for politicians to fix things. Take action. Educate yourself and hold yourself accountable.
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah. And this is where I find Williams to be really compelling.
Yeah.
He's not just a comedian throwing out jokes.
There's more to him than that.
He's clearly a deep thinker.
He's a thinker.
Who cares about the state of the world?
Yeah, he cares.
He sees comedy as a tool.
As a tool for what?
For exposing hypocrisy. Challenging assumptions. And ultimately pushing us towards a better understanding of ourselves. On society.
Of ourselves and society.
Yeah.
That's a pretty lofty goal.
He talks about the power of laughter. To cut through BS. And force us to confront uncomfortable truths.
Yeah, sometimes laughter is the best medicine.
It's like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Makes it easier to swallow.
Those hard truths.
Yeah, those hard truths.
And Katt Williams with his unique blend of wit, intelligence, and raw honesty. Is definitely a master of using comedy.
To spark those conversations. Yeah.
So where does this deep dive leave us?
Where does it leave us?
I think Katt Williams challenges us to look beyond the surface.
To
question the narratives we're given.
And
to stay true to our own values.
Stay true to our own values.
He reminds us that truth can be uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. And laughter, even when it's a bit edgy, can be a powerful force for change. And if you want to experience Katt Williams' brand of truth-telling comedy, I highly recommend checking out his stand-up specials.
Definitely.
You might not agree with everything he says. But you're guaranteed to be entertained. And challenged. And that's what makes him such a fascinating figure. He's unpredictable, he's unapologetic. And always thought-provoking. He pushes us to think critically. To laugh at the absurdity of it all. And to never stop questioning the world around us.
Never stop questioning.
It's